Hello students, today we are going to discuss a very important topic of biochemistry, the cell biology. In today's lecture, we will study about the cell, the fundamental unit of life. So let us proceed with the lecture. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the topic cell, the fundamental unit of life. So let us proceed with the topic. From the school day, we know the definition of cell as a fundamental unit of life. A cell is capable of independent existence and carry out all the functions which are necessary for a living being. A cell carries out nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, and reproduction the way an individual organism does. Unicellular organisms are capable of independent existence, which show a cell capability to exist independently, and all living beings are composed of basic unit of life, the cell. From the bacterial cell to the multicellular organism, the basic composition is the cell. So we can say that cell is the fundamental unit of life. It can exist independently, it perform all the function independently. So we can conclude that cell is the fundamental unit of life. Let us see the history of cell biology. The invention of microscope led the scientists to observe the microscopic object. 1595 is an important year when Janssen discovered its first compound microscope. The invention of microscope later on led the discovery of cell and a new science known as cell biology to us. There are some timelines in the history of cell biology. The Robert Hooke was the first to discover the cell in 1665. Under his microscope, he saw the first cell and coined the term cell. Actually, he was not be able to see the live cell. What he has seen the cell wall of a dead cork cell. What it become the very basic and very important point in the discovery of in the history of cell. Leeuwenhoek was the first to discover the free living cell in the pond water in 1674. He was probably we consider the first who has discovered the bacterial cell. Robert Brown discovered the nucleus in 1831. Perquenchi coined the term protoplasm in 1839. Sheldon and Schwann came with their theory known as cell theory, which was later modified by the Virchow in Rudolf Virchow in 1855 and made further addition to this cell theory. Now this is the modern cell theory which become the basis of a modern cell biology. The discovery of electron microscope made it possible to study the structure of cell organelles to us in detail. Next topic is the formation of cell theory. Matthew Sheldon 1838, a botanist, and Theodore Schwann 1839, a geologist, summarized their observation to three conclusions about cells. All organisms are composed of one or more cells. The cells is the structural unit of life. Cell formed by free cell formation similar to the formation of crystals, spontaneous generation. Two of their Two of their observations are still relevant, but the third one is not, because in 1855 Rudolf Virchow proposed that omnia cellula is cellula, all cells only arise from pre-existing cells. What is more relevant today is modern cell theory. The tenets of modern cell theory are as all known living things are made up of cells. This is a well-known fact that from bacteria to higher organism, they are made up of cells. The cell is structural and functional unit of all living things. They are performing the all living beings are performing their function and are made up of cell, and they are performing their function because of cell. All cell come from pre-existing cells for division. So Spontaneous generation does not occur. Cell contain hereditary information which is passed from cell to cell during the cell division. This explains that how the characters of a parent pass on to their children. All cells are basically same in chemical composition. If you look at the simple cell like bacteria to multicellular organism, you will find that their cells are basically similar in chemical composition. All energy flow, metabolism and biochemistry of life occur within the cell. So modern cell theory become the basis of modern cell biology. After studying cell theory, let us look at the ultrastructure of cell. If you look cell under the microscope, it will appear like this. Outermost covering of the cell is known as plasma membrane. If it is not an animal cell, other than an animal cell like plant cell or bacteria or fungi cell, you will find another covering known as cell wall. Inside the plasma membrane, you will find a fluid-like substance known as cytoplasm or protoplasm. Inside the cytoplasm, in the cytoplasm, if it is a eukaryotic cell, you will find a true nucleus in the center, and inside the nucleus you have chromatin, a hereditary material. Other organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, centriole, mitochondria, which is known as powerhouse of cell, a ribosome are also present in the cell. If it is a plant cell, you will find a plastid in which the photosynthesis will take place. It contains a chloroplast, and in case of plant cell, it has a large vacuole also present in plants. So we will discuss all these organelles in detail in our upcoming video. For if you look at the structure of cell, we have first organelle, that is a cell wall. Cell wall is the outermost covering of most of the cell except animal cell. It is composed of cellulose and it is permeable to most of the substance. It is present in plant cell, bacterial cell and fungi cell. It is not present in animal cell. This is the biggest difference between animal cell and plant cell. Another cell organelle is a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane. It is composed of a layer of lipid and protein. The function of plasma membrane is to facilitate the passage of various substances from the cell and to the cell. Another important cell organelle is a nucleus. Nucleus is present in a eukaryote. It is not present in prokaryote. It is the biggest difference between the two cells. It is very important because it contains the hereditary material and it controls all the function of the cell. So another important organelle is a mitochondria. Mitochondria is also known as a powerhouse of the cell. It is double membrane structure, a capsule-like structure present inside the cell. It is associated with the cellular respiration. The function of mitochondria includes cellular respiration. Due to this, mitochondria also known as powerhouse of the cell. Another very important cell organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. It is a mesh-like structure present inside the cell. Plasma membrane, they extend from plasma membrane to nuclear membrane. There are two kinds of endoplasmic reticulum: smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. They are studied with the ribosome on their surfaces. So function of endoplasmic reticulum is very diverse. The main function is it serves as a transport channel in the cell. Substances are transported from cell to membrane to cytoplasm and to nucleus and vice versa. Endoplasmic reticulum also serves as role of packaging of many substances in the cell. Another important cell organelle is Golgi complex, discovered by chemicologists. It is sac-like structure which are stacked one above another. Function of Golgi complex is it is responsible for packaging of various substances in the cell. Another cell organelle is lysosome. It is sac-like structures derived from Golgi complex and contain digestive enzymes. Function of lysosome is to digest foreign particles and thus destroy them. Sometimes the lysosome may burst open and digest the content of cell. The cell get killed in the process. The process is known as apoptosis. Due to this, lysosome is also called the suicide bag of the cell. Another important suborganelle is ribosome, which are associated with the rough endoplasmic reticulum and give the structure to the endoplasmic reticulum as rough, and they are associated with the protein synthesis. Plastid is an important cell organelle of the plant cell. Plastid is are of two types: chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast is a chromoplast which contain a chlorophyll, and function of plastid is different. Leucoplastid are responsible for the storing of food such as carbohydrate, protein, and lipid. Chromoplast impart the color to the plant parts. The color of the plant is green because due to the presence of chlorophyll in the chloroplast, and chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis. Vacuole is another important cell organelle. Vacuole are very large in plant cell. Plant cells usually has single but large vacuole. Such a vacuole fill almost the entire space inside the cell. Vacuole has much smaller and very few in animal cell. The function of vacuole is diverse in different organisms and in different cells. In plant cell, they sometimes store the harmful material. We will discuss these organelles in detail. So this is the end of this video. We will meet in next videos. Thank you.